Hi, I'm Katie. I live with chronic pain, chronic illness, one breast, and I'd love to share with you today a tantric yin practice you can do in bed. So I love you so much, so much. Not enough to bring you into my bedroom. So ready to use this massage table, okay? Tantric yin, starting on your back. This is constructive rest position. So knees bent, feet on your bed. You can do this on the floor. I think the bed is fine. You can see my hands just sort of found their way here. Your hands can be anywhere. And take a few breaths here, in through your nose and out of your mouth. Nice breath in and out. Two more. Breathe in, out, inhale, and exhale. For the rest of our time together, you can let your breath be any way it wants to be. And you'll probably notice my eyes do tend to close when I'm practicing this way. If your eyes would prefer to be open, please leave your eyes open. I'd also offer that all of the shapes I'm suggesting are invitations. They're not requirements. Okay, so if something doesn't feel good or you're not thinking you want to do that, don't do it. So a yin approach to anything having to do with the body, with somatics, a yin approach is softer, more gentle, quieter, more still than you might otherwise use your body in a intentional way. A yin approach does not obligate you to silence, to stoicism, to being a statue, to never, none of that is obligated. No. We're softer. And as you're here in constructive rest, breathing however you like, attitude of yin, that yin approach. Calling in the tantric aspect here with an intention to connect body and mind, and to strengthen the ability we all have innately to be in relationship with our emotions and the sensations our bodies experience, rather than being governed by them. It's a practice. Nobody is 100%. Tantric aspect of this also has the potential to lead to sexy fun time, but none of that is required to practice tantric yin. And so as you're here on the surface, for a little bit of time, you might notice that you're able to receive the support from your bed or the floor, whatever surface you're on, as though you're accepting the invitation that So this is a little bit of a rocking and a rolling you can do for your pelvis. And all I'm doing is talking my knees a little bit side to side, not much, you can see. So to take this from a yin perspective would be to allow the movement to come, like it's arising from within, and that's what's bringing your knees, rather than throwing your knees over to one side like this. So it's more expressive, right? Nice and over. As a person with a nervous system that is almost always hyper aroused, I can tell you that this does help downregulate and create a little bit more intelligence in that window of tolerance space for me and for my clients. Your mileage may vary. You can see I'm letting my arms go. You can let them be still if you want. And at some point here, my knees will just come to a side. And I'm going to hang out. And by hang out, I mean I'm relaxed. I encourage you, when you're in this shape, to be aware of the sensations and how does it feel in this hip and your low back, because if it's uncomfortable, that would be a signal to change. So the sensation that you're seeking here is a sensation you can stay with, not a sensation you can take or handle. My submissive friends, my bottoms, my power bottoms, my edge playing bottoms. I am one of all of us. We are just hanging out where we can stay. And then here's that emerging movement, right? That the movement is coming from within because it's yin. And you know what? If this doesn't make sense, ignore it, or you could just pretend like it does make sense and just play with it and see how it goes. My other arm went up, so I'm going to let this come down. Now this is the side where I had the mastectomy, 20 some lymph nodes removed. I am in pain, 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 pain. So I feel less availability as far as my range of motion goes. I'm aware here on this side that my knee is unhappy on the inside of the knee. That is telling me to adjust, right? There. Now I can be here for a bit. I'm just letting your breath be however it is. And if movement happens, it happens, and that's perfectly fine. Couple more breaths here. Again, breathing any way you want, any way that works for you. Come on back into center. So on your bed or the floor, whatever surface you're on, go ahead and lie down all the way. And if you're able to, bring one of your hands to your low back so that you can feel your sacrum, your tailbone. And I'm saying if you're able to because like this might not be available. You might have some, it just might not work for you. That's okay. So if you're not able to find your tailbone with a hand, you can stay here in constructive rest and sort of wiggle to find your tailbone. But what we're looking for here, actually I'm going to do it with this hand because again, this is the side that hurts. It's just that, okay, there's the touch. Now I can feel it. And then this other hand here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, I'm smiling here. So smile to your gut, like all the viscera, your intestine. This is also where your reproductive organs are. Yeah. We're smiling to genitals. We're smiling to all the parts around your genitals and smiling to your pelvis, those bones that do so much work, even if you're not able to stand. It's like scaffolding for your body. It creates a kind of container for all of the softness within, all the softness within all of us. That's yin. This is creative energy. So in the system I'm in, this is Jing. This is the energy from the earth. Energy of sexy fun time, energy of art. This is the energy of children and play. This is the energy of excitement, the energy of creating, the energy of love, the energy of joy right here. Bringing hands towards your heart. The actual beating muscle in your chest. And the center here is where your thymus gland used to be. So if you have finished puberty, thymus isn't so there anymore. I know, it's a weird thing that happens with puberty. But we're going to smile to that area anyway. Heart center. This is also kind of an inflection point energetically in the energy body in tantric yin, because this is the inflection point between that which is of the earth and that which is of the cosmos. Sending it love, sending it positive regard, this whole area here of your body. Last area is your head and smiling up here. So this would be, if you're familiar with the concept of a third eye, that's where we are. Also smiling here towards pineal, pituitary, all those glands in your brain. Oof, they do so much. And somehow the Taoists knew that thousands and thousands of years ago. And this is what they start with, a gentle smile offering positive regard to yourself, your actual physical self. Letting that go. Take a nice big stretch. These are knee circles. In Dao Yin, a lot of the movements that come from this shape are relating to a monkey. Fire. So here, these knee circles are to assist with kind of checking in with your pelvis. I have students and clients that aren't able to grab their knees. I wasn't able for a period of time. So you can also go behind the legs. You can extend your arms with a towel or a strap. We'll put a little insert here, a little image. So in Dao Yin, the idea is that we're circulating energy from this sex center here up and then back down. It's called a And to be circulating the energy does a couple things. It's less warming than that ascension of Kundalini straight through the central channel if you're a yoga nerd. It also, here I'm just giving myself some traction. The circulating the water wheel, if you recall earlier, I was mentioning being able to be in relationship rather than governed by reactions and responses in the body mind. This water wheel is one energy practice that cultivates that skillfulness. Again, nothing is perfect 100% of the time, where mileage may vary. Transferring to a seat. I'm going to cross my legs. You're welcome. If it feels better, if you're on your bed, you can just sit to the edge of your bed. You can even get on a chair for this part. These are the 6 healing sounds. They all begin with a smile. The intent is to balance the emotional body. Physically, we are going to be paying attention to vital organs in the body. So this also tones your vagus nerve, my trauma nerd friends. I'm a trauma nerd. Starts with a smile. This is also, of course, great for sex. So, but it doesn't have to be for sex. Starting with a smile. So the first sound is for your lungs. The color is white. The sound is and the emotions are courage and grief. And we'll do this without the arms today. So just bringing in courage on your inhale and letting go of grief with an S sound. Breathing in. Letting go of grief. One more. Inhaling courage. Exhale grief. Back to a regular breath, whatever that is for you today. Next is your kidneys. Color is very, very dark blue. And the emotions are fear and calm. So bringing in calm, cool, collectedness, letting go of fear with a chew sound. Inhaling calm, exhaling fear. One more, breathe in and out. Regular breath. If you want to switch the cross of your legs, then would be a good time. Next is your liver. Seat of anger. Sound is shh, like you're asking someone to be quiet. Shh. I'm just realizing I should be mirroring. Next is your liver. It's on your right side. That's better. Okay, breathing in forgiveness and generosity and letting go of anger with a shush sound. Shh. Color is green. Inhale, forgive. Exhale, anger and resentment with a shh. One more. Breathe in. Love and hate, color is red, and the sound is ha. So breathing in love, letting go of hate. Inhale. One more, breathe in. one more sound for your organs. Corresponds with your spleen, stomach. This is the seat of worry, rumination. All of your intrusive thoughts would be located physically in this system, spleen and stomach. And the sound is like an owl in the distance. Color again is yellow or gold. So breathing in trust and letting go of worry. Inhale. One more, breathe in and let go of worry. Coming into tabletop. So tabletop, on your bed, on your hands and knees. If your wrists don't like to be this way, you could make a fist out of your hand and be up on your knuckles, and that'll keep your wrist from having to break like that. This is a good variation, again, for the mastectomy, but also for like carpal tunnel syndrome and if your thumbs aren't feeling good from all the telephone use. Do you see what my body's doing? It's just doing it. I didn't mean for it to happen. So this is cat and cow. I'm smiling because I just love how this practice encourages spontaneity, even though it's yin. Yeah? All right. Cat and cow. So for cow, the belly drops, the chin lifts. For cat, the chin tucks. Belly drops, chin tucks. So this is working the huge, thick lines of fascia that run from your head to your toes on the front and the back, relating to jaw pain, head pain, low back pain, hip pain. Oh my goodness. Fascia in general, we're continuing with cat and cow, by the way. Fascia in general is considered currently, in a lot of the current research, it's thought of as a sense organ. And those of us who experience chronic pain often also have like adhesions in our fascia. This is puppy pose. So I'm going to come down onto my forearms first. You can see where this is good for sexy fun time. So if you have a fibromyalgia diagnosis, you might be familiar with those trigger points. Those are in your fascia. Cording after mastectomy, fascia. Fascia, fascia, fascia. Martha, Martha, Martha. If you have the range, it feels good and you want to, you could drop down onto your chest here and let the arms extend. This is called puppy pose. This is available to my body because my body is hypermobile. So I don't do that. I don't need more mobility. I need stability. So my yin approach to tantric yin is I do a lot less. Coming back into the pelvis here with child's pose. So the knees get wide, hips come back. I'll throw some alternatives above here. Belly softens and relaxes. If you're in a dominant submissive relationship and you have protocols in your relationship, and bowing is one of the ways that you experience that kind of connection, and it's almost like reverence, isn't it, from a submissive to a dominant this is practice for that. If you're not in a DS relationship, you don't have to think about it in those terms. And you know, I just want to say, since I'm talking so much, because who wants to just sit here and watch me stay still for a few minutes? These are tools, you guys, my friends, these are tools. These shapes are tools. They have absolutely no meaning or effect until they're used. Keeping your hips back by your heels, move your ribs to one side, and then with that opposite side, reach. So now we're getting into the side body here. There's fascia there as well. I'm going to speak a little bit louder here. And so if you're able to approach anything with your body, anything you're doing somatically, as these are tools that are to work for me, rather than I need to work for the tool. Coming through center, onto the other side. It's almost like instructors, right? Like if the instructor isn't the best or the right one for you for this, then don't go to that instructor. If the tool isn't working, find another tool or adapt. I think this is one of the key concepts that is so lost often, on me too. Like, I mean, wow. I can't be the only formerly gifted child, people pleasing, blah, 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 right? We don't have to work for the tool. The tool works for us. Back into center. Back on your back. Just a couple moments here for your hips. This is called figure four. So it's across of the ankle, over the thigh. Can you see that I have a triangle here? Same arm, same leg. Interlace, pull. Katie, that's not available. Yeah, okay, here we go. Katie, that's not available. Okay, here we go. That's not even available. Okay, here we go. So again, the tool, the posture, the shape is to get this external rotation in the leg. How that works for you today, for your body, depends on all the things having to do with your body today. Oh, look, you get your feet. Free foot. If your knees start complaining, back out. Like, I'm not even going to give you an option. Just one of my teachers, one of my first teachers, used to say, you can fuck with the gods, but you can't fuck with your knees. So, you know, I hear a lot about hips and trauma and hips and trauma release and hips and trauma release. And hello, friends. Okay, look. Yes, and first of all, if you are literally looking to, quote, release trauma from your body, and you're not in a safe container, safe like physically safe, emotionally safe, you have enough time to be with it. If you're trying to do that, please, please give yourself everything around it. Everything around it. Feet on the ground. I mean, release happens. That's totally cool. I'm just suggesting that be aware of what you're inviting in. Yeah? So again, hand through, grab or adjust as you need to. Where you're looking for sensation is here. And you're staying with the sensation you can be with Again, it may not be as far as you can go, because a yin approach says less is more. Back into constructive rest. Here are your happy hands. One hand to your throat, flat palm. One hand towards your groin, flat palm. This is uncomfortable. You don't want to do it? Don't do it. I am smiling inside. And I'm putting a tiny bit of pressure and drag, but not much. My hands are currently away from each other, so I'm lengthening this front line here. And I can tell you that this does assist with some of the pain that my body carries still from the mastectomy, though I think at this point it's damage from radiation. And I'm pretty sure that's a permanent moment. Bringing both hands to your low abdomen. Oh, where are those kegels? There it is. Okay, so we are not trying to break anything. We're not going for strength. It's awareness. Your kegels, if you've heard that word before, it's as though you're squeezing, but you've already started urinating. So like if you were going to stop the flow of urine, there it is. You can't even see, I'm doing it right now. So you have a sphincter in your anus, vaginal perineum zone, and then we have other sphincters all over the body, which all relate to each other, and I'll share some of those practices in a bit, but just to be here with these squeezes. So one of the effects of this is it is said to activate the sacral pump. I did invoke the water wheel earlier. I have not forgotten. We're getting there. So if you can imagine, while you're doing this, when we start working the water wheel, this will bring the water up. Again, it's imagining, and when I say up, I'm talking about up your back and down the front. So your spine becomes the cycling moment in the water wheel. So you can let that relax. Bringing hands to the base of your skull. I'm going to use my fingers here. Just kind of cradling your head. So here's your cranial pump in this system. And so it's kind of like in your occiput. It's where your spine grows out of your skull. And again, it's just enough pressure that you're like, okay, there it is. And then we're sending it positive regard with a smile. If you have heard of craniosacral therapy, craniosacral, these are two pumps that are used energetically in tantric yin. So there's an esoteric and an actual literal physical relationship with these concepts, yeah? And so this here helps the energy flow kind of get up and over so that it can come down the front. So as we start now coming into the microcosmic orbit, what I'd like you to be thinking about is, first of all, it's okay if it totally doesn't make sense, of course. It's also okay if you don't feel it. I don't every day. And it's okay if it's confusing, because who walks around thinking, oh, I have a water wheel for a spine? I mean, I don't. I never did. Maybe you do. But if you don't, it's okay. Yeah. So let me see if I can find something visual. We're just going to pretend this is your spine, okay? So here's your front, and here's your back. Sacral pump, up, cranial pump, down. So just like water heats, it boils, the steam rises, condenses into clouds, and comes down as rain. So I was initially taught to do this in a chair. We're doing it on bed. Totally okay. So here's the smile. And so it's coming up the back and down the front. And again, if this is something that's an imagining for you, that's fine. It's an imagining for me right now. And so it's coming up the back, down the front. And if you're able to keep the tip of your tongue connected to your hard palate, like just behind your upper teeth. Thanks for being with me today. I hope you come back, and I'll see you soon. Bye.